I don't know what we can be mistaken about with money, or what could be our misconceptions about money. What I know is that we don't know what money is. This is almost for sure.
I can show you a bill if you want.
Show me. That's money?
Looks pretty much like it, right?
What's the difference between that paper and another paper?
I give it value.
You give it value, but not only you. If you go to the shop there, he would accept it to give you something. So, okay, money is something, is a paper, let's say. Sometimes it's not a paper, but it's something we can exchange for something else, for something that we can really use. Because money, we cannot really use it directly. Huh? The thing about money is that we live in societies now where we give a lot of importance to money. This is everywhere, from childhood until death, in all levels of society, politics, in the news, in families, and in the mindset of every person. You know, money is important, money is present. But the thing that we don't question that much is what do we need money for? Okay, we know that we need money to eat and to have a shelter and to buy clothes. Yeah, but apart from that, why all this this craving for money? What do we need it for?
Fulfill all our desires.
Sometimes we don't know exactly what are our desires. We don't know why do we have them, why we have those desires, what is it going to bring us. So sometimes before thinking about our desires and how to fulfill those desires, we are focused about money. We say, oh, let me first have money and then I will find a way to spend it.
Agreed, yeah.
This is very, very common.
Most of the people don't think what they're going to do with the money they win in the lottery. Yeah? They will play the lottery first and then they will figure out a way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And this is behind a lot of problems. Psychological problems, social problems, political problems, wars, everything. Because we want to have money, and then we will figure out what to do with it. The other way around is very rare, doesn't really exist. We say, why would I dream about how I would spend $1 billion if I don't have $1 billion? But maybe it's a good idea to see how you would spend $1 billion. Because the problem with money, if you don't think about what you're going to do with money, then it will never be enough.
You need to know how much you need, right?
Because then you have $10 and you say, oh, I need more. You have 1,000, you need more. You have 1 million, you need more. You have $1 billion, oh, I need more. But why? So when would you say, oh, it's enough, I have enough, maybe I can think about something else or do something else, or at least not still have this desire and this urge and this just like thought about, oh, I need more money or I need to save more money, because then it never stops. I mean, you see it. You can see people who are relatively rich, like the middle class of the rich countries, but in their way of thinking they consider themselves poor.
It's relative, right?
Because it's so relative. So it can become, instead of of being something that brings joy or brings happiness, it can become a burden actually. And in many examples and in many cases it becomes a burden. It becomes a source of stress because we think we don't have enough. So this is stressful because we are afraid, what if, I don't know what, well, this happens, and it can become a source of stress because we are afraid of losing it also, you know?
Oh yeah, look at all the rich people, how they protect their wealth.
And when you protect your wealth, especially if you protect it in a way that is not very legal, this is a source of stress. Because when you go to sleep, you say to yourself, oh, but if one day they discover I'm not doing things in a legal way, oh, maybe I would be in jail, or I would be in court, or I would have to pay a fine. So this is also a source of stress. So look, at the base, our idea about money, we want to have money because we think it brings us happiness, which is true. Because when you all of a sudden you have money, you feel happy. But this happiness turns into something that is not happiness anymore. You can call it stress, you can call it problems.
They show this even in many studies, psychological studies, how they say that people who all of a sudden become rich, let's say winning in the lottery, 2 or 3 years after, they're exactly at the same level of happiness that they've been before when they were poor.
At least if they are at the same level of happiness, it's not bad.
Yeah,
sometimes it's
fair enough.
So wanting to have money but not knowing what to do with the money can be a source of a lot of problems.